something to moan about.
Oh, hi, Steve Buscemi. Anyway, his character's name is John, and he's a traveling salesman who is staying in a motel where he hears a couple fighting next door.
Listen, there's a couple next door to me. They're making a lot of noise, and these walls are very thin.
What do you expect me to do about it?
I'd like to change my room.
Mister, if you disturb the bed, then you have to pay a linen fee.
I mean, that sounds bad. Is he not even a little worried about someone getting hurt?
Yeah, and I used a glass.
Most likely the woman, since she keeps screaming.
If this is your idea of customer service, I tell you, I'm never going to stay here again.
I've been there with noisy neighbors, and I know how annoying it is, but if I heard something like that, I might call the police.
Just be loose.
Hey! Can you keep it down in there?
Can you please kill each other a little more quietly?
You don't shut up, I'm gonna call the police!
It's about time, but it would only be to complain about the noise. He tries to get some work done, but he gets a weird, threatening phone call.
You take my advice. Get in your car, get as far away from here as you can. Right now, while you got time.
Blasphemy on purpose, you swine!
We keep hearing her call the guy pig and swine, so with this being monsters, it's not too hard to see where this is going. The next time he tries to work, the woman shows up at his door asking to be let in so she can call the cops on her husband while he's gone. She's all wet and cold. Well, her clothes are wet. Her hair is pretty dry.
I'm a salesman. Flatware.
I'm Sue Weatherby. My husband and I have a farm over by the county line. But my husband is a pig. I mean, he has no manners. You married?
I'm divorced.
Ah.
Sure, divorced. It turns out that Sue is on her third marriage.
And it's always the same. You get married to Prince Charming. The next day, he's Porky Oink Oink.
It sounds like she's complaining about her husband's all getting fat.
Maybe if I rest a minute before I call. I don't want to sound like an hysterical woman. The police don't pay any mind to you if you seem upset.
Oh, I know what you mean. I mean, they always make you feel like you're bothering them or something, you know?
I'm a little curious why both of these people have had to call the police so many times.
Well, you could stay as long as you like.
You're a real gentleman, John.
Only now that he knows you're hot.
You wouldn't have anything to drink around here, would you?
Actually, I do. Is, whiskey all right?
Oh, whatever. I don't normally drink either, but under the circumstances, what the hell, right? I'll have some with a splash of water, no ice.
I don't drink, but I know exactly how I like my whiskey.
In the bathroom.
That is just what I needed.
Yeah, something's a little weird about her. Maybe this isn't going to be as predictable as it seemed.
He'll probably calm down after he's had something to eat.
There's no restaurants around here for miles.
Oh, that doesn't matter. He'll eat any kind of swill. He's a walking garbage can.
But here comes the husband, so we're about to find out.
You can't hide.
I used to have some kind of power over him.
Naturally, he demands that Sue come out, so she decides to see if she can calm him down.
Just don't hurt him.
It's a pigman! A pigman!
Yeah, this wasn't too hard to predict. I'm glad to see that Bebop is still getting work, though. Yeah, this episode isn't terribly subtle with its message. It's only a little more than halfway through, though. And what's with that expression?
Why didn't you just leave?
You know what 200 acres of prime land is worth around here? If he should die, I'm a rich widow. I can sell out and start over someplace else.
Interesting.
You have this all figured out?
Everything except one bit. I need a partner. Somebody. The moment I laid eyes on you, I knew. My white knight, my Prince Charming.
We're talking about Steve Buscemi, right? Seriously though, how many episodes of Monsters are there now where a hot woman is paired up with an average-looking guy? Kind of easy to see who the target audience for this show is.
Can you move over? You're hogging the whole bed.
Uh-oh, he's hogging the bed, and she found out that he's married.
Well, I'm planning on being divorced. All right, I wasn't planning on it. Well, not until tonight. I've never met a woman like you before.
Guys do find me kind of special.
Oh right, he did say he sold flatware. I didn't pick up on the significance until now.
I love everything about you. You make me feel hungry. Only the more I have of you, the hungrier I get.
Bebop returns.
I'm gonna kill you, bitch!
Oh, and it turns out Sue is a witch or something.
God, what have I done?
It was self-defense. No jury in the world would convict you.
That's not how it works.
But what if the police see the body and the blood?
No crime to have a dead pig in your truck. People eat 'em. Turn 'em into bacon and stuff.
And nobody is gonna look at that and just see a pig.
He wasn't calling you bitch. It was witch.
Yeah, this isn't normal.
You were just overexcited, that's all.
Anyway, he goes to dump the body, then when he comes back...
You bad boy. What have you been up to?
Oh, there was this big mud puddle out there, and I got this sudden urge to splash around in it.
Yeah. And so ends Bed and Boar. This episode was interesting. It comes across as a pretty blatant euphemism for abusive husbands, where you think that the twist is that the husband is going to be some kind of literal pig monster. Which does happen, but the real twist is that the wife is a witch who intentionally turned him into that. So I really hope the intention was to just throw in something unexpected, and they're not trying to say that the wives are to blame for their abusive husbands, because yikes. I'll give them benefit of the doubt and assume that wasn't intentional. I actually kind of wonder if that was thrown in at the last minute, since it's odd that she complains about her husband's turning into pigs when she's the one doing it and it's intentional. I think it would have been better if she was just cursed in some way that this just kept happening to her. It would fit a lot better with the abuse angle. This episode actually reminds me a little bit of The Farmer's Daughter, with the traveling salesman ending up with a woman, but it goes horribly wrong. There's even a mention of a farm. That one was a lot more gory and disturbing, though. Of course, I already mentioned Steve Buscemi a couple times. I'm sure everyone knows who he is, and no point in ignoring the elephant in the room. Sue was played by a character actor. The director, SARA Driver, hasn't been involved in too many things, but she was the voice on the other line when John called to complain about the noise next door, which I thought was kind of interesting. It was written by David ODELL, who also wrote the live-action He-Man movie along with Supergirl, but also The Dark Crystal and The Muppet Show. He also wrote Pillow Talk and has one more Monsters episode coming. And of course, an episode of Tales from the Dark Side. I guess that's about all I have to say about this one. It's not great, but it's far from being the worst Monsters episode. Really, the highlight is seeing Steve Buscemi turn into a pigman at the end. Next up is Mr. Schlobber. See you then.
Look, you got your Queen Elizabeth II pattern here, Princess Di, and for those hearty appetites, the Fergie.